specifically, so it's not really a big problem.
And it's not, go ahead. And it's not always like negligence either. The majority of the time, like a black parent or the generic, I don't even want to say that, but a generic African American household has usually an African American mother and children. And just to keep up with the payments for the house, to send them to school, to do whatever, take care of the children, the majority of the time this woman is working overtime. And by overtime, I mean 2 or 3, sometimes 4 jobs. So it's not negligence, it's just I don't have time to come in here and tell you this is not reality, this is not true, because the 5 minutes that I am home, I'm cooking your dinner, washing your clothes, telling you that I love you, and then going out to make sure that I can still provide for you.
Basically, it all just points back though to the breakdown of the family, and that's what all of this is really just a depiction of how black families is broken down to the point where we don't even know how to date. We don't know how to be good mates. Like, we don't know what to look for in a good mate, and so hence we have TV shows that are supposedly telling us.
I totally agree. Like, I think television has become, a babysitting service for many people. Watch TV, sit down, watch TV, and I think it takes, like, since we already know that our families are broken down, it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes, just, thinking about solutions. It takes one of us or, a cousin or somebody to say, what you watching? Like, be a little proactive. Like, well, what you think about that? Why do you watch that? Why, while you're watching it, you tell me what you think a relationship should be like. Do you think that you should look for love that way? How are you gonna look for love, when you get to that point? And I think it takes, each one of us sitting down or just asking a question to somebody who might be tuning into reality TV, who might be like really affected by it. Because I know definitely my little sister in there who watches reality TV, she'll watch it for 10 hours straight. She's probably watching it now, right now, in the room, right now. She knows it's a topic, but I'm on her. Every time she comes over here, I'm like, no, we don't watch that over here. And the last few days we've been watching it so I can do my research. But like, I'm like, come on, let's read something. You tell me what you think about the show, like, instead of just digesting all that negativity.
I think it's also not just like about the broken black family, because like when I was younger, I watched a lot of reality TV. Like, I watched a lot of like Real World, Road Rules, like all of that shit. I was real into that. And I live with my mom and my dad, but I never thought that they had the kind of relationship that I thought was ideal for myself. And it wasn't something like that. I had never aspired to have a relationship like they did. But I didn't have any other outlet about what it means to have a relationship beyond that, or like beyond my family. So that's where I look for it in the reality TV, see how these people interact and work out problems and things like that. So like it's less, it is about the broken family, but it's also about just like representations and like teaching people about love, because like it's just like people just, you go through childhood and then you get grown and you meet somebody and you're supposed to be in love, and then you don't really know what to do after that, because it's like we can teach people about your relationship to help like give them perspective about what they should do on their own.
I totally agree. Like, right now I'm writing a book called Accountability, Forgiveness of My Fathers in Me, and it's about how I was shaped as a young woman coming up, not knowing what real love looked like, not knowing what a normal, like, functional relationship looked like, not knowing basically even how to be in love and what that was supposed to be. And so I created it for myself and what I saw, and along the way understanding that the absence of my father or emotional distance of my stepfather, like, illuminated some of the problems or the mistakes that I made. And recently I was reading Steve Harvey's book. I'm not a huge fan of him, but his book is wonderful, and it's he has a book called Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, and he's sort of talking to women like, these are some of the things that men think about when they look at you. These are some of the standards that you need to set, you know, when you're looking for love and things like that. And I'm like, damn, if somebody would have told me that when I was like 13, my life would be totally different.
And love kind of go hand in hand, not even kind of, they just do.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way that we understand love is like, I have this theory and it says, I don't want to be in love with anyone, because like I look at my grandparents' relationship and they just love each other. Like they're not in love, because in love is an idea. To love is something that's really reality.
Like the best relationships that I've had is just about like being friends and then growing into that. And I read, I saw this like line last week, like a week and a half ago. It said, "Love is friendship set on fire," and I just can't, like, I couldn't like forget that. Like I don't know how to explain what that means, but it, you know, resonates.
How many of these television shows are we watching where people are genuinely becoming friends? Like, you know, when you meet somebody like Wakina, for example, when we first met, I thought she was a little kook. But no. But when you really get to know somebody that, like, you know, you think you can kick it with for the rest of your life, you're like, dang, I really like this person. You know, you're sharing your life with them. A lot of that's not happening on reality TV. They're going on these random trips everywhere. They're not sharing their lives together. They're just put in this house to, you know, bear each other until the show is over. And I think, you know, the point about friendships being a part of love and not being separate is really, really important, because you know, without it, it's just like, you know, after you're not in love in that ideal anymore.
Maybe reality TV is reality as far as love is concerned in that sense, because it's kind of showing you too, like, oh, that's what happens after love is over, after being in love is over, divorce. So instead of divorce, they just leave the TV show. Mm-hmm. Don't talk to each other anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think even more so than being friends, starting off as being friends, and, you know, that whole thing, you need to be secure with yourself, because, I mean, a lot of times people are going into relationships and thinking that, you know, this person can help fix me, when in reality, you have all the tools that you need to fix yourself before you even get into a relationship. So people don't internalize that before they say, hey man, I like this dude, oh, I like this girl, she's bad, you know, she could help me with this problem. Like, I mean, that's just my interpretation of it, because if you both are coming into a relationship and you're both unstable, then that's just gonna create an unstable, you know, ignorant relationship where she's yelling at me, he's yelling at her, you know, I'm about to hit this girl, like she doesn't understand me, because in reality I don't understand myself, and I don't understand, you know, where I want to go with my life, and just a whole host of things that people just aren't prepared for. So it's just about being comfortable with who you are, knowing who you are in the beginning before you go into anything, because even if you know who you are and this person doesn't know who they are, then you're going to be spending your whole time trying to help this person realize who they are. You're a king, you're a queen. You don't need this, you don't need that to make you better. You are an entity of your own, and that's what people need to realize before they even go into a relationship. So.
I think I've been on both ends of the spectrum, right? I've been, you know, younger, where I was insecure with myself, thinking that with a man or a boy at that point in my life, that, you know, oh, my life is going to be full now and complete, as some songs, you know, mention, like, oh, you complete me, right? I've been on that end of the spectrum, but, you know, maturing and understanding. And I've also been in relationships where I feel like I have to help this person become a better person so that they can be on my level. Like, what the hell? We should be here. We should be growing together. So, like, I understand both points, and it comes down to basically us really looking inside of ourselves to see, do I like me, and if I don't, what can I do so I can figure out how to like me, and who am I, who do I want to be. And then also, like, when I'm looking for somebody, you know, do they like themselves, like, you know. And, you know, That's great. Good
I have a theory also about that too that says I think of myself like a product because my mom growing up, I remember she would always tell me like, you're a gift, you're a gift. So I really think of myself like that. And if I wrapped something that was broken and gave it to you, you wouldn't want it.
Mm-hmm.
So why should I gift wrap me and give myself to you broken? Like, who wants a broken gift?
Really nice wrapping paper.
Right?
I think one of the main things that also, piggybacking off of what you're saying, and the damage of reality TV and how we're coming up in broken homes. I think it's so much needed for us to really have classes in school for us to be able to tell kids what really love is, instead of thinking that love is sex. Oh, I'm having sex with this guy, so I think I'm in love with him. I love him so much, and it's so not that, and it's so needed because it's just we're broken. We need to start picking everything up, really.
Sex education versus love education.
Right, friendships
sex
and
ed.
all of that with our kids.